Wow, my biggest achievement that I am who I am today. This is my biggest achievement. So by being who I am today, it encompasses a lot of things.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Affair Films. I promise this one will blow your mind. If this is your first time here, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back. Alright, let's dive in. Back in 2015, my team and I had the privilege of sitting down with Chinedu Ikedieze.
All my friends, every other person that want to see me, I can only give them Sundays to come and meet me. And it happened that people were part of them. So there was nothing I could do. You're like a family.
Popularly known as Aki, a prolific actor with over 2 decades of experience in Nollywood. He's best known for his iconic role alongside Osita Iyeme in the 2002 classic Aki na Ukwa. Born on December 12, 1977, Chinedu has featured in over 250 films. That's no small feat. I personally love watching him and his on-screen twin, Popo. In this interview, he opens up about his childhood struggles, how he found his way into acting, and the encouragement he received from his family. Enjoy this exclusive interview with Chinedu Ikedieze. This is Affair Films.
My brother, the journey has been very, very rough. Yeah. I mean, it's been full of challenges, different things happening at different times, but I'm happy, at this time I've been able to overcome so many challenges, and I've been able to get to my destination. As far as I'm concerned, I think I've got to that destination where I was looking at. Even though I'm yet to relax in my destination, but at least I've achieved almost a certain percentage that is adorable. You understand? That is fulfilling. That is satisfactory. But it wasn't easy getting to where I am today. It's like every other professions. You understand? Except people that were born, people that were born with probably not even good anymore. Probably diamond spoons. You understand? Those are the people that I don't think they don't need to work too much. Once they finish their probably high school, college, or university, they are sure of something. But we, other people that were born with maybe wooden spoon. Wooden spoon. So you have to toil and toil. And I'm happy. I think I'm happy where I am today.
Chinedu shared how he quickly learned to accept the way God created him. Growing up, people often laughed at his stature and it brought tears to his eyes. But he found joy in knowing that what he lacked in height, he made up for in wisdom and a spirit of excellence, especially as a student.
Growing up, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy. There were, first of all, the challenges of, having the stunted growth. The challenges of having stunted growth and of physically not being able to measure up with your peers, and or structurally, so to say, it wasn't easy. You always find yourself in the midst of your, you know what I mean, some friends, for someone like me, it wasn't easy. People taunted you, saying different things, a lot of things to make you feel bad, call you different names. As kids, they were just deriving joy doing that. It wasn't easy, but I thank God that He gave me the wisdom. You know, it was very rough. But I think another thing that helped me, so maybe the parental love. The care that I got from my siblings, the love and the cares that I got from my siblings. So I think they helped me. I thank God I was able to overcome them to probably to a large extent. But these things, when I look back now, I just smile because that's what comes with life. And there are some things you can change. I think this one, some things you can change and some things that you cannot change. And this is one of them. You can change it. The only thing is that you live with it. That's part of my own life. Like, you can't change who you are. So I can't change myself. At the time, I just told myself that since I can't change anything, I should just, you know, take, absorb whatever that I see on my way. But it wasn't easy, as a little boy. It would, that, I mean, it would make me cry. It made me cry. It made me think, or even question my existence. But at the time, my mom would always tell me, don't worry. There's always a reason for everything. Don't worry. You're better than them. Can't you see you're doing well in school? They are not. Can't you see this and they are not? She kept encouraging me. And I think that helped me. It helped me really, really good. So I was growing, as in maturing, and overgrowing them that period. So as I was maturing, I was thinking less about those things because I tried to focus on my future. Because it would have been very bad maybe if I was not doing good academically and in other things. But it didn't affect me. It didn't affect my psych or my IQ. It didn't affect my reasoning, the way I talk, the way I relate to people. And at least majority of people welcomed me, appreciated me, still interact with me, those things. So I had like few good friends that were really there for me. They don't, even though sometimes we might just joke about it, but so I learned to live with it, and I quickly forgot who. It got to the extent that I used to see myself as a giant. The only time I see myself as a small person, I might only be, maybe, might just be like something happened and I turned and I looked at you, or I want to do something or something, come in an environment where I quickly noticed that, yeah, you're a small person. You understand? But apart from that, back in my mind, inside of me, I was seeing myself as a giant. So probably that was what even helped me. You understand? So I wasn't thinking much about what people think about me. I was thinking about what do I think of myself and how can I achieve this one thing or the other. Yes.
Interestingly, acting wasn't his first love. It was music. He never imagined that one day he would become a music star. His inspiration came from watching Gary Coleman, the child actor in Different Strokes. If you were born in the 80s and 90s, you would probably remember him. Sadly, Gary passed away in 2010. May his soul rest in peace. Chinedu also recalled how he often skipped lecture just to attend auditions. Nothing could stop him, not even money. He shared stories of trekking long distances just to attend auditions because he couldn't afford transport fare.
It wasn't easy. You know, I would not abandon, but like leave my lectures and go for auditioning. But I wasn't just leaving lectures or abandoning lectures, so to say. I was just making sure I cover my syllabus. So I would only go for auditions. No, but not when I have very important lectures. Um, Sometimes, like they used to do before, they do auditions like for 2 days or 3 days. So what I do is that I try to come when I have a better chance. You understand? When a time that will be much confident for me. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all because I could remember, you know, or just sometimes I would just maybe in the middle of lectures, I don't believe I would just tell myself, oh boy, the rest you just make it up. Go to library and they read. So I would run then we used to have like different categories of or different grades of what is it called, auditioning.
Yeah.
There are some, there were some auditions that would come, or people that would bring audition, that would come for audition that would be like, oh, but I must go for this audition. You understand? Because you know that they are coming in there, they are the type that churn out quality movies. So you wouldn't want to miss anything. You want to be part of it. You want to also to see if you could get a better role. You understand? So such productions, oh boy, I dey leave school, go for it. But the only, challenges I was having there was it would always, make me almost sleep in the library. In the library, you understand? Because I would want to see if I could at least try and cover up. So sometimes I would just go do my research. Once I cover up to some extent, or to a large extent, probably, then I'll be like, okay, auditions, here I come. You understand? So it wasn't easy because I was at the time sharing the time for my academics and with the time for auditions, going for shooting. That's after maybe I eventually maybe got a role, then I go for shooting. So all those things, it really affected me because, oh boy, I was aiming to see if I could maybe come out with maybe first class distinction. But at the end of the day, I tried. At least I still came out with 2-1. But it wasn't easy, my brother. Sometimes I would trek from IMT to Presidential Hotel. Yes. I'm Enugu, Enugu boy now, so trek from IMT to National Library, from National Library, crossed over to Agribank, straight. Before, in the next maybe couple of minutes, I just found myself in Presidential Hotel. So it was a place I could easily pay probably then 50 or 100 naira or less than that. And Okada would help me to convert me to the place. But because, as an undergraduate, oh boy, 1 naira na money. So it wasn't easy because I was just managing myself. I remember the first time I told them that I was in a movie. They were so happy. And then I was living with my uncle, who trained me, in fact, who raised me up. Yeah, Dr. Wabese Merife. Yeah. So when I told him, I could remember I came back from school and I told him that, see, I was in a movie. So he was happy. He was like, wow. And they asked me one question. He said, I hope it's not taking much of your time for academics. And I said, no, not really. He said, okay, that's nice. So when the film came out, I bought one, and we all watched it. Everybody was happy. You understand? So all my entire family members and my friends, they all supported me. They were happy.
He spoke passionately about the youth. According to him, poverty and unemployment have deeply affected the mindset of many young people, pushing some into begging. While he agrees that the government should be held accountable for widespread joblessness, he also expressed disappointment that many graduates cannot defend the courses they studied in school.
My brother, I think poverty and unemployment has really affected the psyche of our youth, that our youth today are more or less beggars. And you won't blame them. It's a societal ill. You understand? To see youth begging, apparently that's begging. If you enter any parastatal, you see youth, even people that are employed, begging. I think the problem now is the problem is the quest to, you know, probably to the quest to satiate their numerous desires. You understand? Um, One, of course, we have to blame our government, because we have to blame our government because, for unemployment, for the massive unemployment. Um, Secondly, you still have to blame our government for not being able to equip our universities, secondary schools, and other things. Students go to school, people go to school now. You see graduates that they can't even write. And you see some, when they come out, they find it difficult to even, they find it very difficult to, like, to defend what they read in school. They'll tell you, I don't know how many times I went to the studio. I don't know how many times we went to the lab. We don't even have a lab. You understand? But that's, to some extent, you don't blame the government, because whoever that wants to study will definitely or eventually study and come out to defend what the person studied. My brother, the other day, I met somebody, and the person asked me, bros, how far now? Nothing for the boys. And I was like, guy, why are you doing this? And he said, how much are they paying me? I said, but if you don't have the job now, you'll be complaining that you don't have a job. He said, bros, instead of being at home, say I accepted the job instead of just being at home. How much do they pay me? My brother, if I tell you my salary, you won't believe it. You understand? Okay. Now, I believe one thing. Our government, most of them are enlightened. You understand? They travel far and wide, and they come back. There are so many other ways they can create job opportunities for our youth. But the thing is that, the rate of corruption, has even affected our youth, that if you even give them that work, they will still beg. Everyone wants to live in a posh house. Everyone wants to drive the best cars. Everyone wants to fly private jets. Everyone wants to go to abroad. And, and they quickly forgot that you can still make it here. And how can you make it? You can't just wake up one day and become a billionaire. You can't just wake up one day and become who you deserve to be. But why when you ask me why I blame the government, it's because a government has the opportunity to put things in order. Yes. If you come to Nigeria now, I mean, in Nigeria today, the number of private schools, especially private primary and secondary schools, have in fact have outnumbered the number of public and the government schools that we have. Because in every one street now you see like 3 private schools, and a lot of them are mushroom schools, as in they use like 2-3 rooms or 1 flat. You understand? And they've been able to achieve all these things. They are doing it because public schools these days, they don't teach anything. I don't know, maybe they've just changed yesterday. If you ask any kid in public school, how far, ask any kid in public school, what did they teach you? How many times did they teach you in a week? The stories he will tell you, you'll be amazed that nothing happens in most of these public schools. The teachers there, they open schools now privately, or they organize private lectures at home. So after school, you go home, you meet somewhere, and they teach you what you're supposed to know so that you pass. You understand? So the problem with our youth, it started with the government, but we can still change ourselves. You understand? Because in Nigeria now, we've come a long way that you don't need the government now to be who you want to be. If you want to rely on the government to probably pave a way for you, that's difficult. Of course, you understand what I'm saying.
Sure.
So leave the government. Let's put the government aside now. We can help ourselves. We can go to school and have it in our mindset that the reason for going to this school is to come out as a successful person, is to come out and get a better job. But you can, I was discussing with somebody the other day, the person was telling me, yeah, I'm a graduate of King's College, this, that. Yes. But there are people who graduated, who went to school in the rural areas, and today they are arrowheads, yes, in Nigerian government, and they are big boys. You understand? So, if we continue to say, blame the government, yes, there are a lot of things we should blame the government on or for. When it comes to infrastructures, of course, social amenities, of course, zero. You understand? When it comes to investing on the youth, even though governments are trying to do something, but they still have a lot to do. They still have a lot to do, and we're praying that the present government will put a lot of things in place. You understand? So, my brother, the youth of today, you blame them, you blame the government for not putting a lot of things in place. But like I said, whoever that wants to help himself can always help himself, irrespective of what the government did or what the government should do.
Chinedu challenge young people to discover themselves. How do you find your purpose? Is the question. How do you showcase your talent to the world? These were some of the powerful questions posed, and he didn't shy away from offering his thoughts on them.
My brother, if you're a good football, if you're a good footballer and you play well in a team or in a tournament, definitely somebody must call you aside and say, who are you? Where do you live? Somebody must applaud you. You understand? So this single explanation applies to other personal endeavors. If you're talented and you can sing, you begin to channel your energy towards that. You want to go to studio. You want to attach yourself to probably one upcoming singer. You want to write to maybe the likes of Don Jazzy, J Martins, P Square, maybe Flavor, people like maybe MI. You want them to, you're following them maybe probably on Twitter, and you all the time you keep writing them, or you keep going to studio. You want to do something. Now what people, a lot of people are now what they do now is they go to studio, do one miss, then start sending it to people. Maybe it's put it on Facebook, on the Facebook page or Facebook wall. People start listening, and before you know it, something will start gathering momentum. You understand? And definitely somebody will come to say, "Yeah, I like your song, and I like this." You understand? In as much as we know that there's nothing you can do without having a financial backup. Yes. Okay, let's assume you have this talent. You can act, and you've not really found the avenue to express yourself. Like a lot of people send me messages telling me how good they are and that they want to act. Of course, what I do most times, I direct them to our secretariat to go and register. So people like that, you see some of them that are really talented. When they register, they tell me, "I just registered," and I start, advising them on what next to do. And one of them, the other day called me and said, "I featured in this movie. You understand? You should look out for me." Things like that. Okay. So you can find out that if you're a student and you were good in sciences and maybe from primary or from secondary, you knew, one day I want to be a doctor. And there's still power in spoken words, my brother. Telling yourself, "I want to be a doctor." One day, and you got into secondary school, you make your work, clear your papers, get your jam, get admission, and God helps you. You get an admission to study probably medicine. And my brother, so tell me if that person comes out, if that person graduates, of course the person will do well as a medical doctor. Okay. So, most times we dream and we dream big. Everyone wants his or her dream to come alive. I mean, to be born alive. But because of where we are, the kind of environment we find ourselves, it doesn't come easy sometimes. You want to be this. You want to actualize your dreams. But maybe you don't have some dreams. You need some finance, to help yourself, to help channel your dream. But you find out at the end of the day, you don't have that and nobody to help you. So that's why you see people wanting to do this. At the end of the day, they are doing another thing. Because there's this simple maxim that says, when the desirable is not available, the available becomes the desirable. So it's just simple. But it's just that sometimes man proposes and God disposes. Destiny can be delayed, but it can never be altered. Okay. You know why I said this? Like when I was growing up, I had in mind that I was telling myself, maybe one day I would be a medical doctor, I would be an engineer, I would be a lawyer. You understand? And somehow, first of all, when I finished just straight, my dream of becoming a doctor was somehow shattered. So I said, okay, I would be a lawyer. When I found myself in IMT, I actually went to IMT to just while I wait time, while I wait my my jam result. So I was just waiting. I was just like, okay, maybe if IMT, let me just stay here. Maybe once my jam comes out, definitely I would get an admission to study law in the university. But something happened. I actually got an admission to study law. Madonna University offered me a provisional admission. Then I don't know what I think I scored 2 either 238 or 228. So, but I didn't go to study law because then I had fallen in love with the mass communication department.
Okay.
So I was enjoying. I had met friends, so I started enjoying myself. So I said, no, let me stay here that I found myself. It might be a mistake, but there's a purpose. You understand? So why I said this is this. Yeah, sometimes everybody, comes up with this. I want to do this. I want to be this. And at the end of the day, you don't see yourself being that, or you don't see yourself doing that. And you see your life being channeled to, or tilting to a different channel. My brother, I tell people, who, most times we think we know what is good for us. But I think there's someone, I call him the Most High, who knows what is good for every person. So that's why, if you don't get this, and if at the end of the day you got that, be grateful. Because that might really be what God wanted you to be or to do, and not this. You understand?
Yeah, I get
So, it boils down to this simple maxim that every disappointment is a blessing. Maybe it comes in disguise, but it's a blessing. Because you're disappointed that you didn't become a lawyer, you didn't become a medical doctor. One man called me one day, he said, I read law. I read medicine. He said, I'm a doctor. But after that, I wanted to do law. Because I've always loved to be a lawyer.
Okay.
And today he's a lawyer. He's a doctor as well as a lawyer. And he's practicing as a lawyer. So that's life. Nkemo read electrical electronics. Today he's an actor. Zakoji read biochemistry, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Today he's an actor. A lot of us. You understand? So I believe that whatever you eventually found yourself in, just give thanks to God.
No matter how talented you are, he emphasized, education is still essential. Without it, your potential remains limited. To him, education is a vehicle that drives you to greater heights.
My brother, no matter the talent you have, you need education. Two of them goes hand in hand. There's no way you can't. This one cannot function without the other one. No matter the talent you have, you need education to define that talent. And no matter the level of education you have, if you don't have a talent, you can, as a talent to rest on. Probably you're a public speaker, that's a talent. You're a good surgeon, that's a talent. Not just that you didn't just learn every other things, maybe in the 4 walls of academic block. You must be talented before you become a good surgeon. You understand? I don't think you can, especially achieving solely anything as a talent or with your talent without education. It's a bit difficult. You can function, but you can't function to. Of course, you have a limit. You have a limitation. But if you, with a bit of education, you'll be able to. It's only the sky that will be your limit. Yes, but if you don't have education, no matter the talent, you will succumb to either pressure or some, negligence. You succumb to something that must bring down your zeal or the quest to do that, or even to whatever that will help you to nurture that talent. Because you need education to nurture it. So once you don't have education, It will just slip off.
Wow.
Yeah. The talent will gradually disappear. No matter how hard you try. Even if you want to make a living without talent, my brother, your life will just be, you'll be rummaging within one particular environment. You understand? So we need education it's only education that will project you, that can, bring you to the limelight. And I think when you make it to the limelight, that's the only time that you tell yourself, yes, I've arrived. That's when the cash starts coming in.
Over the years, Chinedu has received numerous awards for his work, but the one he treasures most is the National Honor, MFR, Member of the Federal Republic, awarded to him by the former President of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan.
I, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in recognition of your outstanding virtues and in appreciation of your services to our country, Nigeria, hereby award to you to have and enjoy the title, dignity, and all the privileges of Member of the Order of the Federal Republic, in bracket, MFR. Oh boy. Given at Abuja under my hand and the public seal of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this 22nd day of July 2010, signed Dr. Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. My brother, this is one I see. It means a lot. You don't see this picture? You see her with a smile. Now, so Nigeria. As we are smiling, the entire Nigeria, all Nigerians, we are smiling. I appreciate this. Thank you, Uncle Joe, my president. Thank you, sir. I appreciate this. Thank you. Thank you, sir. My brother, I think it has positioned me to, a higher pedestal. It has given me added, like, another edge to my personality.
Okay.
It's not an award that you can, if it is something, if it is affordable, as in financially affordable, of course, I don't think I will be able to get it. It's something that I cherish, as in I cherish it. It's like my baby. I'm so happy.
Wow.
When I was mentioned, when they asked me to submit my profile, and I did, I wasn't expecting anything. I was like, one of those things. But I was surprised when they published my name. That was when it dawned on me that, guy, you've just got a national award. So my brother is, it has elevated me. It has positioned me well in the society. I tell people I'm a government pikin, and you understand. And I'm so grateful. I'm really, 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 really grateful to the government of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan for, I believe that when they submitted those names, even the people that submitted the name, they must have gone through it. Gone through the names, and they saw me, they saw my name, they read through my profile, and for him to acknowledge it, he said, no, this will go. It means so much to me. There are some probably maybe some presidents or some other people that will be like, what is it, my friend? No, I don't want this. It's possible. But he wanted it, and I got one, and I'm so happy. And I appreciate him, and I'll forever remain grateful for that award.
All right, welcome back, and thank you for watching all the way to the end. I hope Chinedu Ikedieze's story inspired you and maybe even taught you one thing or two about life. So, what do you think about his story? Please leave a comment below. And if you haven't already done so, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more powerful African stories. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.